I am BCBA doll. I'm trying to stay calm, but I can't keep on trying to convince my honor about the power of prompts.
I'm BCBA Tom's on. He is trying to convince me about the power of prompts. I don't remember using this back in my day. What in the world are prompts anyways?
According to Cooper, prompts are supplementary antecedent stimuli used to occasion a correct response in the presence of the natural SD that will eventually control the behavior.
Okay. I am here to say that a prompt is a stimulus that we can temporarily add, you see, to increase the chances of our clients responding correctly. Tell your neighbor. Applied behavior analysts give response and stimulus prompts before or during the performance of a behavior.
I'm trying to stay calm, but I want to find out about stimulus prompts from my nephew, but it's taking too long.
According to Cooper, stimulus prompts operate directly on the antecedent task stimuli to cue a correct response in conjunction with the critical SD. Applied behavior analysts frequently use movement, position, and redundancy of antecedent stimuli as stimulus prompts.
Tell your on, if it acts directly on the antecedent stimulus, then it is a stimulus prompt.
I'm trying to stay calm, but I want to find out about response prompt from mine a few times, but it's taking too long.
According to Cooper, response prompts operate directly on the response to cue a correct response. The three major forms of response prompts are verbal instructions, modeling, and physical guidance.
Tell your on, if it acts directly on the learner's response, then it is a response prompt.
The more you two explain prompts to me, the more I decide that I'm not buying it. Maybe it's just not for me.
It seems like your on is still not listening. It's clear to me that it's time to call in the expert of prompts, Mr. P. But I have to warn you that he is a very picky man indeed. OMG. Here comes Mr. P. He's the king of prompts. He's the OG. Mr. P just informed me that stimulus prompts include movement, position, and redundancy. He also explained perfectly that response prompts include verbal instructions, physical guidance, and modeling.
Mr. P, Mr. P, Mr. P, you are a man who is very picky, but I know you can teach me about prompts definitely. It's very clear to me, Mr. P knows all about movement, position, and redundancy definitely.
When Mr. P saw Tom's on, he said, I can teach you about prompts. Do you see how my finger moves when I tap my Cooper book and then point to you? Mr. P taught Tom's on all about movement prompts. At this point, it was clear to Mr. P that it was time to teach her about redundancy. He explained clearly that redundancy was when one or more stimulus or response dimensions, for example color, size, or shape, was paired with the correct choice today. Mr. P gave her a white square. It's a fact that the white square helped her choose the white Cooper book instead of the cat in the hat. Tom's on said, let me guess. Last but not least. Positional prompt is the reason you moved the Cooper book closer to me. Mr. P responded, indeed, indeed.
It's very clear to me, Mr. P knows all about verbal instructions, physical instructions, and modeling.
Hey Tom. Tell you're on that applied behavior analysts use functionally appropriate verbal instructions as supplementary response prompts. Verbal prompts occur in almost all training contexts in the forms of vocal verbal instruction, you see. Please listen to me. Although he is a very picky man indeed. Let's learn about verbal instruction versus non-verbal instructions today. Verbal instruction includes oral and telling okay? Non-vocal verbal instruction includes written words, manual signs, and pictures is what they say. Physical guidance is a response prompt that is used mainly with young children, learners with severe disabilities, and older adults with physical limitations. It is super that all of this information came straight from Cooper. I can use physical guidance to partially guide your movements, or physically guide you throughout the entire movement of the response, is what Mr. P told Tom's on. Hey Tom. Tell you're on that applied behavior analysts can demonstrate or model the desired behavior as a response prompt. For your information, modeling can effectively prompt behaviors, especially for those learners who have already learned some of the component behaviors that are required for the imitation.
I learned all about Mr. P. He's a very picky man indeed. Stimulus prompts are MRP and response prompts are V.